final project for the English conversation course. In this video, we present a podcast discussing two interesting and relevant topics. Topic B, should AI be allowed on campus? And topic D, why university students should learn English? This podcast is presented by Muhammad Surya Pratama and Dwi Akbar Maulana. Of this discussion, we will share our opinions supported by academic journal reference to provide a deeper understanding of both topics. We hope you enjoy our presentation. Thank you and let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome back to our podcast. My name is Muhammad Surya Pratama and I'll be your host today. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we are going to discuss an interesting and important topic, why university students should learn English. As we all know, English has become an international language that is widely used in education, business, technology, and communication. As university students, learning English is no longer just about passing a course. It can also prepare you for future career and help us communicate with people from different countries. To discuss this topic, I'm joined by my friend Dwi Akbar Maulana, who will share his opinion and insight. Hi Akbar.
Hi,
Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me. I'm doing great and I'm really excited to be here. I hope your discussion today can be useful for everyone who is listening.
Let's begin with our first question. In your opinion, why is English so important for university students, especially in higher education?
Personally, I believe English is very important because it gives university students access to a much greater range of knowledge. Nowadays, many textbooks, international journals, research articles, and scientific publications are written in English. If students understand English well, they can read original source instead of depending only on translated materials. In my opinion, this helps us gain more accurate information and keep us updated with the latest development in our field of study. This opinion is also supported by Bajuri Shahna's study, which explains that English play a significant role in higher education because most scientific publication, research article, and technological innovation are published in English. Students who master English have broader access to global knowledge and can participate more actively and international academic collaboration. Another study by Giuliani Patiasa Lubis and colleges also states that English is an international language used in education, and mastering it helps students access international literature, scholarships, and educational opportunities around the world. Based on those studies and my now opinion, I think English is not only another university subject, it is a skill that helps students become better learners and prepares them for academic success.
That's very interesting explanation, Akbar. I agree that learning English opens more opportunities for students to access international knowledge and improve their academic performance. Now, let's move on to our second question. Many people say that English can improve someone's careers opportunities. What do you think? Why is English important for student future careers?
In my opinion, English is one of the most valuable skills for finding a good job. Today, many companies, especially international and multinational companies, expect their employees to communicate in English. Besides speaking, employees are often required to write, emails, attend meetings, read manuals, and communicate with international clients. If university students already have good English skills before they graduate, I believe they will have more confidence during job interview and better opportunities to build successful careers. This opinion is supported by the research conducted by Bajuri Shahnan. The study explains the English provide a competitive advantage in the professional world because it is well used in multinational companies, international business communications, and professional collaboration across different countries. Another journal titled Improving Job Readiness of Vocational High School Graduates to English Learning also found that English communication skill improve graduates' readiness to enter the workforce. The research emphasizes the English is one of the important competencies expected by employees in today's competitive job market. In addition, Lubis et al. Explained that English proficiency people to compete for jobs, achieve school reps, build professional careers, and interact internationally. So, based on my personal opinion and these studies, I believe English is no longer an optional skill. It has become one of the essential skills that university students need to prepare for their future careers.
Excellent answer. I completely agree that English is becoming more important in today's professional world. Having good English skills can definitely give students more career opportunities and confidence after graduation. Now, let's continue with our final discussion about the role of English in global communication and technology. Let's move on to our last question. Nowadays, technology is developing very quickly, and people from different countries communicate more often than ever before. In your opinion, how does English help university students in global communication and technology?
In my opinion, English plays a very important role in both global communication and technology. Today, almost everything is connected to the internet. Many websites, online courses, research papers, software, and even programming language use English as their main language. Because of that, students who understand English can learn new skills more easily and stay updated with the latest information. For example, when I want to learn something new, such as using new software or improving my public speaking skills, I usually watch YouTube video or read article in English. Even though it is something difficult, I think it gives me more complete information than waiting for translate content. This idea is supported by Bajuri Shahnan, who explains that English is the main language used in technology, research, innovation, and international communication. The study also states that English allows people to exchange ideas, access global information, and collaborate with research and professionals from different countries. The second journal, Improving Job Readiness of Vocational High School Graduate Staff English Learning, also explains that English is needed in many workplaces to communicate with managers, colleagues, international clients, and investors, as well as to understand manuals, official documents, and online information. This shows that English is not only useful during college but also after entering the workforce. In addition, Lubis et al. mentioned that English helps people access international understand technology, communicate globally, and improve their career opportunities. The study also found that motivation and support environment are important factors in improving English proficiency. So, based on my personal opinion and these studies, I think English is no longer just for foreign language. It has become an important tool that helps university students communicate internationally, learn new technologies, and prepare for a better future.
Thank you very much, Akbar. I really like your point that English is not only about speaking another language, but also about opening more opportunities in education, technology, and our future careers. I believe many students can relate to what you have shared today. Well, everyone, we have reached the end of today's podcast. Today, we discussion why university students should learn English. From our discussion, we learned that English is essential for higher education because it helps students access international books, journal, and research. We also found that English interests career opportunities and prepare students for the global job market. Finally, English play an important role in technology and international communication, allowing students to learn, collaborate, and completely global. Thanks you once again to our guest speaker, Dwi Akbar Maulana, for sharing our thoughts and insight with us today.
Thank you very much, Surya. It was a pleasure to be here. I hope everyone who listened to our discussion realized that learning English is an investment for the future. We don't have to be perfect, but we should keep practication little by little because every improvement will help us in our studies, career, and daily life. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you, Akbar, and thank you to everyone who listened to our podcast today. We hope this discussion has given you now insight and encouraged you to keep improving your English skill. Don't forget to keep learning, stay motivation, and see you in our next podcast. Good day, everyone. Have a wonderful today.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our campus podcast channel. My name is Dwi Akbar Maulana and I will be your host for today's sessions. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are diving into a highly debated and incredible relevant topic in higher education. Should artificial intelligence be permitted in academic activities? As we know, tools like ChatGPT, Automate, Easy Graders, and AI research assistants are transforming how students study. But it also raises massive concern about academic integrity, critical thinking, and reliance on technology to decide the advantage and disadvantages of AI on campus. I am joined today by our guest speaker Muhammad Surya Pratama. Hi Surya, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. This is a brilliant topic to discuss because AI is no longer the future. This is our current knowledge on campus. I hope our discussion today furnish some valuable evidence-based insight for our class and lecturers.
Let's jump right into the critical questions, Surya. Let's look at the bright side first. From an academic perspective, what are the primary advantages of permitting AI use for university students?
Personally, I believe that when used responsibly, AI can act as a powerful personalized learning companion. It can break down complex concepts, assist in brainstorming, and streamline data analysis for research. This opinion is strongly backed by a study by Holmes et al. In their publication and article Intelligence in Education, they emphasize that AI-driven tools can pro- profit personalized performative assessment and feedback, allowing students to learn at their own pace and bridge gaps in their understanding outside the classroom. Furthermore, a research article by Williamson and Hogan in the Journal of Education Technology highlight that AI tools can significantly democratic research access. It helps students quickly synthesize vast amounts of academic literature, meaning we can spend more time on high-level critical analysis rather than drafting bogged down in isolated data surfing. So the efficiency and personalization aspect are undeniable benefits.
Those are compelling points regarding efficiency. However, we have to look at the flip side. Many educators are deeply worried that AI is ruining academic integrity and making students lazy. What are the severe disadvantages or risks of allowing AI in academic activities?
You're absolutely right to the point that out Akbar. The risks are incredibly high if AI is unregulated. The most glaring issue is the deadline of authentic writing skill and critical thinking. According to a comprehensive review by Birmingham and Dawson, publisher in Higher Education Research and Development, our reliance on generative AI creates a shortcut culture. When students use AI to generate essay or code without engaging in the cognitive struggle of drafting is the selfish. It's revelry. You're absolutely right to the point that Awad Akbar. The risks are incredibly high if AI use it was unregulated. The most glaring issue is the decline of authentic writing skill and critical thinking. According to a comprehensive review by Beeman and Dawson, published in Higher Education Research and Development, our reliance on generative AI creates a shortcut culture when students use AI to generate essays or code without engaging in the cognitive struggle of drifting if themselves, if severely hinders their learning process. Another massive issue is AI hallucination, where these tools confidently generate false facts, fake citation, or disinformation. A book chapter by Selwyn titled Digital Education in the Age of AI warned that students often lack the data literacy to verify or output. This means permitting unlawful AI use can inadvertently spread academic misinformation and lead to youth unintentional social plagiarism.
That brings us to a tough dilemma. We see clear benefits in productivity, but massive threats to genuine learning and ethics. To conclude our discussion, what is your ultimate stance? Should campus authorities ban it entirely, or is there a middle ground?
In my opinion, banning AI entirely is both unrealistic and counterproductive. Instead, university must transition from a stance of preparation to a framework of AI literacy and regulation. This perspective allied with guidelines proposed by UNESCO. Interguidance for generative AI in education and research. UNESCO argues that educational institutions should focus on teaching students how to use AI ethically and critically rather than banning it. Students must learn to treat AI as a collaborative brainstorming partner, like a calculator for rating, while ensuring the final evaluation, critical science, and actual execution remain purely human. So, based on this credible source, my opinion is that AI should be permitted, but only under strict pedagogical framework where assignment and registered to that human critical thinking rather than the simple information retrieval.
An exceptional and balanced consultation, Surya, is not about fighting the technology, but learning how to govern it so it enhances our education rather than replacing our minds. Well, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's podcast. We have weighed both sides: AI as a tool for personalized learning efficiency versus AI as a threat to academic integrity and genuine critical thinking. The consensus is clear. Education must evolve alongside technology. Thank you so much to our guest speaker Muhammad Surya for joining us and grounding his opinions so thoroughly in academic research.
It was my absolute pleasure, Ahmad. Thank you, and let's all strive to be smart, ethical tech user.
Thank you, Surya, and thank you to all our listeners. Keep questioning, keep learning, and we will see you in our next podcast episode. Goodbye.